When it comes to mulching your garden, you've got a couple of options that are free to you that you have available on your property. One is shredded leaves, or whole leaves for that matter, that you can collect in the fall and add to your garden beds and raised beds, even around containers. And that's what we do here at one of our gardens. We put about 1 foot to 1.5 feet of shredded leaves on the property. We bring and cover the beds. We even go in the gutter in front of the house on the street and remove those leaves, as well as the neighbors have indicated to us which pile of leaves that we can take that are not full of yard waste. So we bring that in. Now, leaves biodegrade and break down very rapidly. This here is around the tomato plants. We started with a very thick layer, and now we're down to a very thin layer, and that's adding nutrients to the ground because their trees bring up nutrients way deep, distribute in their leaves, and then they break down as we put them on the beds. It works very good. Many of us may not have collected leaves in the fall for us to use right now in the summer. So there are some other options that you have available on your property right now. Another great free resource is what is in your yard, grass clippings. Now there's a couple of things you want to keep in mind when you're going to use grass clippings in your garden. First, you want to make sure there's no weed seeds. The plants are not going to seed, because then you're just going to sprinkle those into your garden and you're going to go, you got to weed the seeds now. You got to weed it when they germinate. Secondly, you want to make sure your yard has not been chemically treated. Some people have sprays that are brought in from companies to treat the grass to make greener, lusher, grow healthier. You don't want to do that, because that will, you put that in your garden, around your plants. You're going to water it, it's going to get in your soil, it's going to affect the plants, and sometimes it will kill your plants, or at least greatly inhibit the growth that the plants could do without that chemical. So we got some grass clippings. Now, you just don't want to put these directly around the plants. You've got a driveway here. You can put it on a tarp. On a hot sunny day, you can let them dry. You don't have to bag them if you have a lawnmower that's not a mulching lawnmower. So once you've got the dry grass clippings, in this instance, we're not going to dry them, because this bed here was recently planted with potatoes. So the potatoes have not emerged yet. So I can just take the grass clippings and give a thin layer. I'm not bulking them up, because then they won't dry, they'll start to mold. With this instance, I can just apply it on top of where the potatoes will emerge, and I've already got an instant mulch. Now, in a container here, you'd want them to dry and then put them around the container or around already established plants. The reason why you don't want to put wet grass clippings around your plants right away is that can introduce fungus and mold and diseases into your garden. Another mulch that you can use is straw. This happens to be our straw bale garden, but straw is the byproduct of grain. This is wheat straw, that's the stalk portion. That's typically what it's made from. In the farming industry, it's used as a bedding material, and straw is what you would want to use as a mulch, as a weed suppressant, as a ground cover in your garden, rather than hay. Hay is grasses that contain many seeds that are used for animal feed. Straw has a minimal amount of seeds that you can put in your garden, the minimum amount of seeds, so you don't have to weed nearly as much, if at all. That's another option when it comes to straw. You can buy straw from your local garden center, maybe a local farmer. Ask around. You can get a very good deal on straw, and it'll cover a good portion of your garden and area around plants.